You just couldn't ask for a better day to talk Disney parks. Hey, everybody, it's Wade for the Kingdom Report, hanging out with you once again to bring you all the latest Disney news from coast to coast and around the world. You know, we do love rewarding you for watching or listening to this show. So all you got to do to win your very own copy of my new book, Stand Alone, The Walt Disney Way, is leave the phrase that pays right after the live show is over in the comment section beneath this video. So head on over to the Kingdom Report on YouTube, and right after the live show is done, leave the phrase that pays, the Dapper Dans. The Dapper Dans is the phrase that pays this week. Yeah, between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time in which to enter. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you and get this book shipped your direction, all by leaving the Dapper Dans in the comment section below. Or if you got to get your hands on this new book immediately, head on over to Amazon and check it out. And you know, this week we've got friends aplenty. Tyler Crouch and Katrina Manzone joining me to talk about the Villains Land details that have been spilled at the D23 Expo in Brazil this past week. Plus, new menu items coming to Tiana's restaurant just outside of the new Bayou adventure at Disneyland that opened up this past week as well. We are going to talk about all of it. Plus, get your hands on a ticket deal if you are a Disney Plus subscriber for the holiday season. We will fill you in on it, and no doubt, to keep your sanity in theme parks for the next 2 months, you've got to strategize. That is why we are here to share with you some unique tips on how to keep your theme park sanity during this merriest time of the year. As mentioned, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone joining me, Wade Heath, for this edition of Kingdom Report Live. You stick around because the show, begins next.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
A beautiful day outside. Walt Disney World's I-4 corridor. Yep, sandwiched in between Walt Disney World and Universal Studios. It is the I-4 attractions corridor leading out into the beautiful Orlando metropolitan area as we take that live look outside. Beautiful day there in O-Town. Also a beautiful day here in Burbank, California, West Coast style. This, of course, is Kingdom Report Live. Your Disney family is here to bring you all the latest Disneyland news, Disney World updates, and so much more. So glad you could be with us. As always, Wade Heath joining you here alongside some really swell folks. Perhaps you've heard of them. She is a travel agent. She is extraordinary. She is Katrina Manzone.
Oh my gosh, that's me. Yay.
It is you.
It is me, and I'm freaking freezing. It's too cold here in LA now.
Oh, my gosh. We flipped that switch from summer to winter.
Oh, my
All
gosh.
of a sudden. I love it. That's what we do.
It's so cold, I busted out my Uggies.
You feeling warm, at least on your feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, they're really comfortable. I'm wearing them right now. I was showing them. It's like show and tell. I was like, yeah, it's like my Uggs. They haven't seen light of day in like a year now.
Yeah, first Uggs of the year.
Yay.
Here they are.
'Tis the season. Happy fall.
And alongside you, our theme park analyst, Tyler Crouch.
Hello. I always get the Donald every time.
Symbolism.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What does it say about me? No, that's the Garrett
Yeah,
sound
that's the
effect.
Garrett son. And unfortunately, no Garrett with us today. He's at some football game and traipsing around Disneyland, I guess.
Yeah, so if you're at Disneyland, find him.
Yeah.
Coiffed
He's
hair.
been web splooging.
You could say that again.
He's been web
Yeah, has been.
I didn't know if you really wanted me to. I'm
doing what you do on that Spider-Man attraction there in Avengers Campus.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Spider-Man attraction.
Yeah,
I
right
mean,
now.
That's what I'm.
I gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, everybody needs to relax.
Yeah, should take a step back, everyone.
Please get
Quit
your mind
freaking
out.
out. Yeah. Well, Garrett-less we go. Unfortunately,
Sad.
It's so weird to have him so close by and not here.
Isn't that crazy?
His schedule sucks right now.
We're in the
so
same state, y'all, and he is not here.
It's so rare that he's
Exactly.
terrible. We lose out. It's so rare that he is within the same state and the same region as us even. But unfortunately, his schedule will not allow him to be with us.
Tight schedule.
Very tight. Huge.
Itinerary bound.
Yeah. Huge stop-oriented schedule, and we are not on that.
No, unfortunate.
That's a terrible schedule.
I'll get over it.
Me too.
I
But
won't.
until then, I say it's time for a show toast. Before we begin every show, we like to fill our cups up with something good. We hoist them in the air like so, and we say a toast to kick off an episode. Tyler, I do believe you have the honor this week.
I do, and I just wanted to give a little short toast, a little shout out to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which just opened yesterday.
Woo!
There was no flaws. Everything went according to plan. It was great. I heard it was down for like 7 hours yesterday, but
Oh, really? I didn't hear anything, to be honest.
But yeah, we've been on the Disney World version, and it was super cute. And once they get all the kinks out over here, I'm excited to go on Tiana's Bayou log adventure of snakes and beignets, and it should be a lot of fun. So
That's right.
cheers to you, Tiana. You did it. Go get it, girl. Sell
Get
those
it,
beignets.
girl.
Go get it, girl.
Go, girl. You did it. Both coasts now. Tiana's
Yeah.
Bayou Adventure now open officially here at Disneyland, the last of the domestic parks to receive this upgrade to Splash Mountain, this overhaul,
Yeah.
I guess we could say. So big moment for that girl.
Yeah.
She's made
True.
it.
She's almost there.
Almost there.
So almost
but
there.
Then she is there now.
She's there.
She was almost there. Now yesterday.
She
as of
dug a
yesterday,
little deeper.
She's there.
And she found out who she was.
It's true. If only we could all be turned into frogs to find out who we are.
That's right. Mama Odie would help us get to
true.
that point.
True.
But congratulations to the cast and crew that worked on this major overhaul of Splash Mountain to turn it into Tiana's Bayou Adventure as Disneyland finally celebrates the grand opening weekend of the experience. All right. Well, we have lots of other headlines to catch up on, including some new food relating to Tiana's Palace. Yeah, new menu items. All the headlines, all the stories for you wrapped up in the Disney News Review. Let's go. Disney News Review time, taking a look at some of the biggest stories from across the Walt Disney Company in the past week. Starting at Disneyland, KTLA reporting sales of Disneyland's Magic Key passes have been paused once again after going on sale on November the 6th. All 4 tiers of the annual passes, the Inspire Key, Believe Key, Enchant Key, and Imagine Key, are now only available for renewal. The key gives park guests access to parks on select dates depending on availability and pass type. Pass holders also receive select discounts on food and merchandise, as well as Lightning Lane Multipass Plus, the park's paid line skipping service that replaced the Fast Pass program. In October, Magic Key prices increased from 14%. And NBC4 Los Angeles reports that the Anaheim destination known as the Disneyland Resort has a special holiday ticket offer you can take advantage of if you are a Disney Plus subscriber. The purchase window for this just opened on November the 13th, so people who subscribe to the streaming service may now purchase 2 days and get one free from November 18th through December 27th. The offer is good for a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket. The price is $330, and the details and fine print are available on the Disney Plus website. And do keep in mind that reservations are required in addition to the tickets. And over in Bayou Country, KTLA reports new foods and themed merchandise are coming to Tiana's Palace at Disneyland to celebrate the grand opening of the park's newest attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The new menu items became available November the 15th, and here is what you can expect. Enjoy some catfish po' boys, jambalaya, the house-filled beignets with strawberry cream filling, topped with strawberry glaze, or the classic beignets, of course, dusted with that powdered sugar and honey drizzle. You can also get a Raymond Firefly straw clip. Now, keep in mind, the classic beignets will only be available from November 15th through November the 17th, and the other items on the menu do not have an end date at this time. After an extensive closure, Tiana's Bayou Adventure officially opened at Disneyland on November 15th. Walt Disney Imagineers spent months reimagining Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure after Disney announced the project in 2020. Finally, Deadline reports Chairman of Disney Experiences Josh D'Amaro revealed over the weekend new details about the much-anticipated Villains Land at Walt Disney World at the D23 Brazil fan event. D'Amaro presented a preview of the attraction, which promised the most infamous and nefarious characters from the Disney universe. Disney officially confirmed the Orlando-based land at D23 in Anaheim in August, teasing appearances from Ursula, Gaston, and the Evil Queen. The presentation in Brazil revealed 13 characters from Disney movies who would be inspiring the land. The list includes the three above, as well as the Queen of Hearts, Jafar, Lady Tremaine, Yzma, Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, Mother Gothel, Hades, Chernabog, Maleficent, and the Evil Queen. Earlier this year, Michael Hudgen, Walt Disney World site portfolio executive, said the company's Orlando resort is undergoing probably the largest expansion ever at Magic Kingdom. Dubbed Beyond Big Thunder, the project is so named because it will expand the park into a swampy wooden area behind the current Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at one corner of the property. Hudgen said the expansion would be on par, size-wise at least, with the 14-acre Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that you can experience over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So there you heard it. We have learned 13 characters will inspire the Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. What a thrill it is to know that, quote, very, very soon, according to Disney Parks Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro, they will begin work on bringing this evil land to life. But, as they said, there are 13 characters set to inspire Villains Land at Disney World. So Katrina, with construction set to get underway very, very soon, as they say, what would you like to see most in a land we've all sort of dreamed of over the years?
It's like stimulation overload because there's so many characters now where you're like, well, I want a ride for each one.
Yeah.
And I want a dining area for each one.
Right.
And I want shops for each one.
They all deserve it.
And I all want to see the characters live as well.
Right.
So how big is this land going to be? But I think it would be really cool to actually get like a Hades ride. Like a boat ride.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like you're kind of like going down
An
the underworld
underworlds,
and like you have
The
like
river Styx.
yeah, and then you have like kind of like it would be kind of weird and eerie. I don't know. It sounds cool in my mind, but then also I might get nightmares of like having projection bodies like in the water
That's
as
the idea.
you're cruising
That'd
by.
be amazing.
Because remember they had that at Pirates.
They did. They had
in
the
Disney
mermaids
World.
for
They
a
had the
time.
mermaids for like a brief time. I never really like. I guess like I heard the voices like singing, you know, like the sirens, but then you kind of look in the water and I never really figured out it was a mermaid because I think it was the way the water rippled and stuff. You didn't really see it. You kind of like saw a light. It wasn't like it wasn't a perfect mermaid. Anyway, I digress. But that'd be really cool to see like the bodies in the water and stuff as you're going. And then you have like, you know, I don't know what the storyline would be exactly. But it'd be cool. And then honestly, I think it'd be really fun to have. I mean, Garrett would want a Gaston's Tavern.
Oh yes, naturally.
They already have a Gaston's Tavern though. That's the
It's
problem.
not as
That's what I
good.
thought of too. I was like, well, Gaston's got to wait a second. They
I
already built it.
know. It would be cool to have like a Gaston Tavern where you're able to like actually eat food and have this like great hall where it is like maybe like a hunting lodge or something type of thing that he would go do. But that would be really fun. And then also I would be really, really hoping for some really cool, like Maleficent's going to be both ways, right? So dragon form, human form. So I really want to ride, but I don't know what kind of ride that would be, but I do want to ride, but I just don't know what it is. And then I also like, I'm curious what they're going to do because they're going to have her showcased right on the tower in the land. So I'm hoping that she breathes fire or something. But then I guess they're kind of copying Diagon Alley at that point.
Breathe that
So
fire.
that wouldn't be really cool, but it would be fun.
We all want to see it.
I know. Show me the fire.
Show me the fire. Bring it
Yeah.
on.
That's it. I was like, those are kind of, I mean, I could go in with like a whole bunch of ideas, but those are like my main ones. Like I love water rides. You know me.
You do love your water rides.
I love water rides.
Until you
They're
get
so
wet.
relaxing until I get wet.
In
and
which
then,
case-
then you're dead to me.
Yeah. You don't want to see her when she's a little wet.
I know. I'll complain the whole time.
Flips out.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
My hair, my feet,
All of it. Her
The
Uggs.
my.
Well done,
Never
sir.
wear Uggs on a water ride. I'll tell you that. That's mistake 101. Yeah.
Tips for life with Katrina
you go.
Manzo.
Got it.
That's what it's all about. Well, Tyler, much the same to you. What would you most like to see out of a major expansion like this? And which of the characters they've listed do you hope get the most space representation? 13 characters. It's a lot of inspiration, but this is supposed to be, the land near the same size as like a Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty huge space if you think about it. I mean, Galaxy's Edge is pretty massive. I mean, there's that kind of, I don't know how to describe it, walkway, I guess, that's just, I feel like I'm walking for
Barren.
quite a long time, actually, in between like the marketplace and Rise of the Resistance. But if they could actually fill out that space and just make interesting things to look at, that would be fantastic. I they show in the concept art, basically there's some kind of roller coaster coming, it seems like, and
Yzma.
I would want there to be, I think the way that I would want it to be is all the villains coming together and all coming after you at the same time, kind of like Phantasmic.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know?
that's scary.
that could be fun.
Because, if you think about it, there's so many characters, like Katrina was saying and Wade, that how are you going to fit all of these people in unless you're really just talking about like character meet and greets? I think the way to do it would be to create like a story-based like roller coaster, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, and just have all of the villains in there just trying to come after you at the same time. It'd be like your Mickey Mouse and Phantasmic, and I think that seems like a really cool idea to me. But I want like full-blown animatronics and stuff. I don't want it to just be like screens. And even in the chat, Richard Davis said he wants a full-blown Chernobog animatronic. That would be
spooky.
amazing. I mean,
Nightmares.
somebody needs to come and fight that King Kong over at Islands of Adventure. So that would be amazing if they had like a full-blown Chernobog and a they've got the Maleficent dragon has to be huge, right? I mean,
God, I hope so.
and I hope they make her. I get the feeling they're just going to make everything just like they are in the movies, but I hope they make her kind of like the Disneyland Paris dragon, which has this like very creepy vibe to it that it kind of has more of a realistic thing. Like, I hope it's not like too cartoony, but I want them to invoke the cartoon, but also kind of do something a little creepier with it. But time will tell. I don't know. With the food, that's tough for me too, because the very first thing I thought of was Gaston's Tavern.
I know.
But because like none of the other
Lady Tremaine's table.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
There we go.
I mean,
Yeah, there
she's
you
like,
go.
oh, Cinderella's not the only one with a table. I got a table too. Cruella could like serve hot dogs or something.
I mean, Lady Tremaine and the stepsisters got evicted out of Grand Floridian, right? It's 1900 Park Fair. They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Let's set it up again. I mean, that was the most fun dining experience with characters I've ever had when it was Cinderella's dinner at 1900 Park Fair with those sisters, that mother.
I would pay to go just to see the sisters just talk to people.
Absolutely.
I love just standing around like Cinderella's castle, just like listening to them.
They're hysterical.
Oh my, they're good.
They're like improv artists. They're so good. And Prince Charming, his aloof nature just adds to the fun of how intense the rest of everybody is. I think it's great. I mean, there's a lot that can be done in a land like this.
Yeah, and like I said, I think putting them all together to come after us at the same time would be just the best. Like, this is the villain's mega ride. It's not going to be based on like, one specific movie, because I feel like there's so much good stuff to pull from that it wouldn't make sense to just make like, an Aladdin ride or something, or a Jafar ride. Like, I feel like those characters would stand best all together rather than all separately. So that would be pretty amazing. I think going back to the food, maybe like, I don't know, I guess he's not, some people consider him sort of a villain, but like, a Mad Tea Party type of thing for the Red Queen, or for the Queen of Hearts, sorry. They're
Like a
two
tea
different
party?
characters. Yeah, like a tea party sort of situation, like in her,
And then
in
we
her
play
garden,
croquet.
and the croquet. I was about to say croquet, and then I thought, and then my head just kept saying croquette, and I was like, no, that's two different things, Tyler.
You can eat a
Relax.
croquette.
So I don't know. I think I'm excited to see Yzma because there's not much representation anywhere in
That
the
she
parks.
was called out in
Yeah.
this list is incredible to me. I mean, thank goodness, because I think we all know that with her and Kronk, what
Be good.
we've got to have that'll probably be a ride for the little ones. I'm imagining.
Sure.
I'm thinking that will be much more on the scale of like a Goofy Sky School type
Oh,
setup.
okay.
Yeah,
Do you
that
think
could
it's
be
like her
cool.
taking
In scope.
potions and then changing forms and stuff?
Ooh,
Like they're gonna
I like
probably do
that.
screens or something, right? And then you kind of go through it, and then she just keeps changing.
I can see that.
I think that would be cool if they. I mean, nobody likes it when theme parks do these like off the shelf attractions, like Goofy Sky School sort
Right.
of is.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be cool if they could plus it up by doing that and then making it something unique by.
Yeah, I don't
putting it
want
in
a
show
Goofy
building.
Sky School. I
Right.
want. I meant
Yeah.
that type of a ride where
No,
it's
that's
very
what I mean,
twisty
yeah.
turny because
Yeah.
that's what we get in the cartoons. And,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
what we know of. Melina saying here as well, the Emperor's New Groove Ride. Like absolutely, yeah. Let's bring it on. There's so much potential with a land like this.
I think one person that's missing for me that I'm like, I can't believe he's not going to be there, but I guess they already have Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is Dr. Facilier. I just feel like he would have been like perfect, especially in the story that they've been spinning, which is just like, oh, all these villains opened a portal and came to Disney World. Like, I don't know. It seems like kind of a weird storyline so far, but who's going to be doing stuff like that? But, besides Dr. Facilier, I feel like he's the guy. He's the one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of curious to me that he's not going to be there. But I also have a feeling that as time goes on, we'll see like rotating villains like in meet and greets and things like that. So I could see definitely that sort of stuff changing. But the fact that they mention like 13 characters like this out of the gate for me makes me think that they're going to make like a mega villain ride that has like all the villains in it.
And 13's a spooky number.
That's true.
Are you ready?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's like
I'm
my
ready,
favorite
Ren.
number.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just
13,
like it.
13
I like
South
13
Harbor
too.
Boulevard.
I like a 13. Oh.
1313.
Walt liked it too.
Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah. I like those threes. Let me tell you. Maybe a Mother Gothel restroom.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking that too. As soon as they were releasing it, I was like, "Oh, great! So, bathroom themed Mother Gothel. Let's go! So great! It's gonna be great. I love it."
A lot of potential there too. Yep. Plus up those restrooms.
Yep.
Yep. There's always room for storytelling. We've learned that with the Tangled restrooms, and
True.
yeah, there's a lot there. I think to have so many, I think the list of 13 probably based on, much like you were saying, Tyler, I get the sense it'll be based on, okay, physically, these are the worlds we're creating or, paying homage to. Whereas the rest of the villains will probably be more set up as the characters you're going to see. Whereas everybody else has their brick and mortar, though the other characters that you don't see listed are the ones that you're going to probably meet the most because they are going to lurk around the land.
That's true.
Yeah.
I get that impression because there are so many villains, right? There are
Yeah.
so many villains that you can poke around and have fun with. So really, I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Again, as I was saying to you, years and years we've been dreaming.
This is happening.
It's literally the Disney community has been talking about a villain's land for like decades, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really. I just feel like it seems like it's been a no-brainer, and I kind of wonder too if now Epic Universe has gotten them to be like, oh well, Universal's doing their monsters, let's do our villains. Like
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what finally made them pull the trigger, like them trying to compete and being like, well, Jafar beats Frankenstein. I don't know. But I don't know. It's very curious to me that the timing seems so back to back that they're like, okay, now we're doing our villains right next to monsters, and that's kind of what gave me the idea as well. It's like their monster ride over at Epic Universe is going to have like all of their monsters in it. It's like a collection of them all instead of just having like one ride for monster. I think that would be the way I would do it if I was Disney, because what do we think? There's going to be like tops 3 rides there, probably 2, right? I would think.
I think 3, like at least to push it.
I can
a
see them
little bit.
sticking in some sort of
Like a baby ride in 2
well,
big
like
rides.
like maybe like a 3D type show too. Like I can see like an entertainment element also being squeezed in
Of people
on top of
suckering.
rides. You know,
Sure.
I look at rides different than I would say like a
Like an
Mickey's Philhar
attraction.
Magic type
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, I can see that too, just to fit in all those evil characters. you
Yeah.
know?
And I wonder if they did have like a live stage show or something, if it would be kind of like the story of how Villains Land came to be or something like that. You know, I could definitely see them.
where they rest, like
Yeah.
a story about how they've always been just outside of Fantasyland, but we didn't know, sort of a thing. Like that
Yeah,
would be
something
great.
like that.
Yeah.
I
Would it?
mean, it's like Mufasa said, right? That we own everything beyond except the shadows.
The
or
dark
whatever it is.
Wherever the
shadowy
light
place.
touches.
Yeah.
I will say they better make a killer music playlist
Oh,
with like a soundtrack for the Villains Land, like they're doing Epic Universe, and have like a killer composer like John Williams or something do something cool. and
bring in John
spooky.
Williams. John Williams for everything.
I don't think he doesn't really spooky stuff, but it could be like, whimsical but kind of spooky at the same time.
It could be done.
It has to be.
It has to be done.
Has to be done.
You want to do this right?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it right.
Do it right.
Do
That's
it.
all you need to do. Well, you tell us, what would you like to see when it comes to Villains Land coming to Magic Kingdom? 13 characters are being the inspiration sources for what will happen at this new land that is set to rival the size of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You let us know in the comments. I hope you got your thinking cap on. Don't be a dunce. We don't want that. We want a thinking cap because it's time for trivia. Get your trivia ready, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we test our team on, some of the Disney history questions that might just stump them. More often than not, it does. I've come to find.
A lot.
A
Yep.
lot. Yeah. But Garrett's not here today, so he won't bring down the average. I think we will potentially do very well with this group.
Oh my God.
Yeah. With me today, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, off-camera producer Tony. We begin, both of these, by the way, attraction-based.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, didn't know that. Such
Oh, jeez.
attraction-based
date-based?
questions. Yeah, attraction-based questions. We're going to start at Disney World, Magic Kingdom. In what year did Stitch's Great Escape officially open at Magic Kingdom? Was it 2003, 2004, or 2005? And we are going to start with Katrina. Oh,
You
man.
guys, date-based stuff is so hard. Okay, Stitch's Great Escape. When did Lilo and Stitch come out? I don't know. I have no clue. Let's say, so it was 2000. What was the question? What were the answers again?
2003, 2004,
2005.
2005.
That makes sense. 3, 4, 5. I have no idea.
Does it make sense?
No.
No.
I'm gonna go with B, because it sounds fine.
2004.
Sure.
Okay.
I have no
2004
idea.
Is what she's going with. And you're basing that off of?
No idea. Just
Her Uggs.
my Uggs.
Uggs
Yep.
feeling.
They sense it.
They sense an even number versus 2 odds, so they're
Got
gonna
it.
go with a 4.
They're feeling it.
Yep.
All right. Well, Tyler, in what year did Stitch's Great Escape officially open at Magic Kingdom? 03, 04, 05.
That's a really hard question. I don't know.
What are your Uggs telling you?
My Uggs, I have slipper Uggs, and they're not on right now.
Oh, no.
And they're probably they're probably watching the stream right now
Flying blind.
and just yelling at me through the,
You know this, idiot.
and I'm
That's what
like,
they're saying.
there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. But if it grew arms and learned how to get in the chat, then
Could type
then
you
it
the
could tell
answer.
me.
Yeah.
But, I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I kind of wanted to go with 2004 as well, but I almost feel like I'm just gonna go with 2005 just to
Spread the wealth.
spread it out, spread out the answers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I remember I went on extraterrestrial when I was younger, when I was going into 7th grade or something. And
The ride that was in that spot before Stitch.
right,
Yeah.
yes. And then I've been on Stitch a few times, before they dismantled it. Remember how creepy that they should put that animatronic. You know how they dismantled that animatronic, the Stitch animatronic, and they should put that in the new Villains Land.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
That would actually be cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, it'd be like put all these like creepy animatronics like Five Nights at Freddy's style
Oh my god.
in the Villains Land. I love that. They're not going to do that.
No.
Yeah, 2005. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. The dates always are hard especially with attractions that aren't very good.
Oh.
The truth.
Hence why it's no longer around
Yeah.
and has never been backfilled.
Yeah, what's it gonna be now? Like, it's just like an empty, sad building that they use for. They don't even use them for trick-or-treat candy spots anymore.
It's just vacant.
I mean, yeah, it's just storage, I think, at this point, and like cast member break area, I guess.
Busiest theme park in the world, prime real estate. Let's let it just sit dormant for years.
Tomorrowland, the best land around both coasts.
If you think about it, it's a really weird building. Like, what could you possibly put in there? I mean,
Another attraction.
I heard rumors years ago that they were going to put in like a Wreck-It Ralph like
I remember that.
driving
I remember that
simulator
rumor.
in there.
Yeah.
And that would have been really cool, but you know, I guess kind of like what happened with Disney Quest. They were like, but then that'll go old. That'll feel old pretty quick. So I don't know.
Man. Oh well.
Make another laugh floor.
Right.
Some other type of laugh thing.
Laugh floor satellite location across the road.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, in what year did Stitch's Great Escape open in Magic Kingdom? Was it 03, 04, or 05? We've got 04 and 05 on the table.
Well, since Garrett is not here,
Someone has to get it wrong? Is that
somebody
what you're saying?
has to get it wrong. So I'm going to say 2003. So at least
Oh,
one
okay.
of us.
There you go.
There we go.
Get it right.
Spread it around.
This is an ode to Garrett.
Yes.
What a blessing. All
One
right.
of us shall be champion.
One of us shall. Garrett's theme song.
Oh.
There it goes. The answer to in what year did Stitch's Great Escape open at Magic Kingdom? It is 2004, Katrina. Well done.
Huzzah! I did it.
Bravo.
It's been a while. I was in a drought.
I should have just gone with 4. I wanted to, but I just felt like it'd be more interesting to spread out the answers.
Well, I'm proud.
It was interesting.
Proud that you did.
Yeah.
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 I think I would have looked at that and thought 2005 was the global celebration for Disneyland's 50th. I would have tied it to that. I remember when I first saw this question, my mind immediately went to 05 because it was like, oh, I think that was part of because they did a whole series of releases of new things across the globe at all the Disney parks for the 50th anniversary. And so it kind of stuck in my head like, oh, that was probably a part of that rollout. No, they did it the year before. And infamously decorated Cinderella's castle with toilet paper.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
And people freaked.
Yeah.
And they took that down quickly.
They TP'd Cinderella's castle.
I don't know why they thought that was a great idea.
Great marketing. We never forgot it.
I thought it was funny, but like I could see people going on vacation and being like, I don't.
It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you can't.
Imagine you were proposing that day.
Yeah, that's true too.
Brent
but
that castle.
I'm just gonna throw it out there and say, let's calm down on the proposals in front of the castle.
Oh,
It's a little
this
cheesy,
guy.
everybody. I'm sorry.
Look out. Here he goes.
Just calm it down, take it down a level.
Where would you suggest they go?
Parking lot.
Yeah.
Which parking lot?
Mickey and Friends.
Mickey and
you know,
Friends, yeah.
Minnie Mouse level?
Out on
Yeah.
the friendship boat. A lot of
Sure.
other places to propose.
I
I
mean,
mean-
you could rent a little pontoon and then propose in front of the castle in a way.
See, I think that would be a lot cuter. Get a boat.
Get a boat.
I mean, it's easy
Get
to
a
rent.
boat!
Get a boat.
It's easy to rent the boats out in Disney World.
Yeah,
That's
you
a-
can do it
that would be
cheaper
a
in the
great way to do it.
afternoon. Rent
Yeah.
it for an hour, grab some champagne and like have a little snack-a-poo and then, drive around and then you can't really stay still in park though. I think you have to always keep moving. So bring a friend
Stay still.
so they could drive so you could propose. And then, you can always rent it at night too and watch the fireworks and then propose.
But, Tyler's saying the castle, it's been done. It's been done.
Let's think of something new, guys.
Come on, gang.
Propose at the wishing well.
There we go.
That's a little, yeah.
Because then you have the castle, but also the wishing well, and it's kind of like in this weird secluded area, and it's just like foot traffic, and you're not like in the middle
Yeah.
of everybody. So it's like a little bit off to the side, the wishing well at Disney World, like the Cinderella one.
Yeah, often overlooked entirely, right?
Yeah, not the Disneyland one. That has a lot of foot.
Very
Don't
visible,
do
yeah.
that. But, you know, the one in
Cinderella
Cinderella
wishing.
is like a nice alcove.
Yeah.
And you get the castle and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're not obstructed by
Yeah.
thousands of people also trying to take pictures at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. Or you can, you know, do it over on the People Mover. Even more romantic.
On the People Mover.
On the People Mover.
The highway in the sky.
While
Don't
it
lose the
passes
ring.
by the castle.
Yeah, and now people will be moved in two ways. They'll be just traveling somewhere, and also they'll be like, oh, that's beautiful. Emotional movement.
And physical.
Had Tyler proposed to you on the People Mover, how would you have felt?
I don't know.
The transportation of tomorrow.
I'd be like, oh.
He's very progressive.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Pray to
Forward
God that I
thinking.
don't like drop it and then it like falls or something.
Yeah.
I feel like if the perfect moment would be like, will you marry me? And then you go into pitch blackness
Yeah, right.
over at
There you go.
oh my God, my mind just went blank. Over
Moving
at
to Space
yeah,
Mountain.
Space Mountain. And then I'd be like, I can't see.
Way to kill the moment.
I know. And then we pop out in the sunlight and I'm like, yes.
After inhaling all of the fumes from the motor speedway down below.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, what
you
a
can
treat.
also propose on over there. I don't know.
We good.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Could propose anywhere.
You
Winnie the
would've-
Pooh?
You would have loved it if I proposed on Carousel of Progress. That would
Oh my God.
Country Bears. She would love that too.
Oh,
Where's your, you could
I
propose
missed it.
anywhere. The flying carpets of Aladdin.
get spit on by a
Whole new
camel.
world.
Yeah, whole new world. Wow. Just a lot of really, really tremendous tips coming out of this show today. But, you know, Tyler's advice, settle
do it.
down on the castle.
Yeah.
Just take it down a
Take
notch.
it down a notch.
Settle down now.
Yeah, nobody,
Just relax.
yeah. Address all your social media comments to him. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
but come and follow me, and then you can say whatever you want to me. I
Yeah,
don't care
yeah.
after that.
Share your thoughts with him. Next up on the Trivia Minute, in what year did the Swiss Family Treehouse open in Adventureland at Disneyland? Was it A, 1960, B, 1961, or C, 1962? Katrina,
man.
Swiss Family Treehouse, an iconic treehouse experience as long as it was up and running. And now we've got a much more scaled back version of that tree
Indeed.
into what it is now. But when did it open? Walt Disney was there. Haley Mills was there.
I'm really trying to rack my
Haley
brain
Mills.
because I swear this was one of the questions when we had our that trivia thing that Shauna did for all of us over in the Tiki Land, and we had to go find the plaque because there's a plaque on the Domingo. Was it the Domingo tree? Dominguez tree?
Dominguez, but no, there's not a plaque on them.
Where is the plaque? It's you when you enter in the Swiss
Uh,
Family Robinson. There's a plaque.
It's probably on the treehouse. I don't know.
No, thank you.
Right next to the little man of Disneyland.
Yeah, the little man.
The little leprechaun creature.
He's got a little. He's got to put his little wreath up soon.
Oh my God, that's
Patrick
right.
Begora.
Yeah,
I
that his
should
name?
have looked.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. They were like,
He
"Hey, let's make a
is.
thing. Let's this Indiana Jones sign. Let's make a Golden Books reference on the.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was a Golden Book, right?
Yeah, we gotta squeeze it in wherever we can.
Yeah.
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 Very
And
interesting.
then it's just like everybody sits there. So then you're like, "Excuse me, can I just look at the tree, please? Thank you." And they're like, "Excuse you." And then I point it, and they're
I'm
like,
trying to put my stroller away.
"Oh!" And they like
Get out of
love
my
it.
face.
I know. I forgot about.
don't you
that.
go-
That's so exciting.
Why don't you go propose on the Haunted Mansion or something? Get out of my face.
See,
It's true.
Haunted Mansion. There you
Haunted
go.
Mansion. Yeah, a lot of places you could
Yeah.
do it.
Propose on the Mark Twain.
The ghost might be
propose
dead,
on the
but
pirate ship.
the love is alive.
The love is alive. But if we were to answer when the Swiss
Romantic.
Family Treehouse opened at Disneyland, when would we say that would have been? 60, 61, or 62?
Okay, so 62 is calling to me, and I don't know why.
You're on an even keeled approach.
I know
this
it
time
was because 61. I'm trying to think of like an anniversary type of thing, and I feel
Oh.
like maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe okay. I'm gonna go with 62.
Okay, 1962. Tyler, the Swiss Family Treehouse, it opened in Adventureland at Disneyland when? 60, 61, or 62?
I have been thinking about 1962 as well, and this time I don't think I'm just gonna do the same answer this time because I got destroyed last time.
You
Because
did.
I just didn't go with my heart, and so I'm going with my heart this time.
That's me.
Your heart and your love. There she is.
It's true. We didn't get
This guy.
engaged in front of the castle.
Oh,
We
well, that's
didn't.
why.
No, I probably would have walked away, to be honest.
Oh.
Gives me a lot of anxiety when people stare at me, so I think I would be like, no.
Later.
And then
And run.
and then walk away.
Not right now.
What he did was perfect.
It was very intimate.
It was.
That's for sure. Yes, off the beaten path.
You slide
far
dog
away
helping
from
out.
Far away from a theme park. Very good. Tony, in what year did the Swiss Family Treehouse open in Adventureland at Disneyland? 60, 61, 62. We got two 62s.
None of your business.
Oh.
How about, I'm going to say, first thing that pooped into my head was 61.
Ooh.
Why did that poop into your head?
I don't know. Huh. When I was there. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. I saw the tree being built. That's the
In
Tony
1960, I saw it being built.
way. I saw it being built.
Grown.
Yeah.
Grown, you mean?
Right. I saw it being grown.
It's a real tree.
Oh,
Right.
Yes.
I watched it.
Yes.
I watched it be planted.
Yes.
That's what I watched. Yes. Well, the answer to those
What
of
it-
you who
what?
have hung on this long and not tuned out, the Swiss Family Treehouse opened at Disneyland in 1962. Way to go!
Yay! 2 for 2.
Katrina sweeping the board this week.
Wow, you guys.
See
How
what
exciting.
happens when Garrett isn't around? It elevates everyone else.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, Gary, you can not come back for another round so then I can at least lift up my average.
Yeah.
Just a
Bravo.
little bit.
Well done. I'm sorry, Tony.
I took care of Garrett for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
He's been whacked, I guess we could say. Will you stick around? There is plenty more to come on this edition of Kingdom Report Live. You know, Walt Disney, he is seen as sort of this mythical creature nowadays, this magical man that could do no wrong. And yet, he spent most of his life steeped in failure. From heartache to betrayal to death and even a breakdown of his own. It's often said that artists are tortured souls, and I think it's safe to say that Walt Disney was a tortured soul by his own standards most of his life. Walt Disney had to do some of the hardest things any person can do, and that is convince others of unimaginable dreams he had solely in his head. And oftentimes he had to stand alone in his own visions to make them happen. He was surrounded by family, he was surrounded by fawning fans in the public wherever he went, and yet so often he had to stand alone in his decisions and his choices. Only he understood what it was he was trying to do. He's more like you and me than I think a lot of us assume. Stand Alone, The Walt Disney Way. 10 Lessons for Harnessing Your Own Magic. A new book by me, Wade Heath. Available at Amazon or wherever books are sold. Be inspired by Walt Disney all over again. Can you believe it? It's time for the Disney List, where we take a look at some of the best, maybe not so great things across the Walt Disney Company this week, focusing on some of the ways in which you can make the most of a holiday trip to the Disneyland Resort and also keep your sanity. This is known as the busiest time of the year at the Disney parks. It is pandemonium status when you think about just how intense the crowds can be. If you've never been to a Disney park during the holiday season, you are in for kind of a rude awakening. While it's beautiful and really over the top in terms of theming, it can be very challenging to navigate if you are not prepared, which is why shows like ours exist. We're here with me this week, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, to talk about it, share their tips on, number one, how to make the most of a holiday trip, and number two, how to keep that sanity during a time of year where it should be all about the magic, but boy, can it be difficult to absorb it when you are knee-deep in screaming kids. That's for sure.
And the adults are annoying
And
too.
Hadn't finished. Yeah. And arm deep in aggressive adults
Yep.
Yeah,
who just want their churros. That's right.
That's
that's
right.
true.
Yeah, you won't like them when they're angry. That's for sure.
Mm-mm.
Tyler, what do you got for us? Holiday trip tips, making the most. What do you do?
Well, I've got a few things that I love doing when I'm there during the holidays, and for me, the most exciting part of all of the holiday stuff combined is just spending time at the Festival of Holidays. Like, that's it. For anybody that doesn't know, they have like little shows that they put on. There's bands that they have playing. They also just have all these different booths with different kind of traditional foods or new takes on traditional foods. And for me, it's always my favorite thing to do there. And I think the reason I put it on this list as well is because, like we were talking about, it's just so crowded at the parks all the time during these times that sometimes it's just not worth it to wait in these lines to do all the rides. Like you're just going to be spending all your time waiting in line, and it's just not going to be a very fun day. So I think for me, one of my favorite things to do is just go to the park, and we're lucky. I mean, I admit it, but go to the park, not really have any rides on my agenda, spend time doing the Festival of Holidays, because sometimes you find some really great food there that you just want to, if you try it, then the next time you come back, I'm like, I got to get that again. Unfortunately, it seems like they've really raised the prices this year on a lot of the food, which is pretty insane. I mean, that's kind of the norm with Disneyland right now, right? Is everything has been going crazy expensive, even like for Disney standards. But I don't know. It's still so fun to get. I mean, they used to have the Nashville hot turkey. Oh, I wish they brought that back. So it was fun. I had such a nice time getting my Nashville hot turkey, going over to the band area, watching what are they called? Fat Cat Swingers. Oh. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Fat Cat Swingers. Fat Cat Swingers. They're there like they're there like every year. Last year they had
they are a treat at Christmas.
Yeah.
I really enjoy stopping off for their concerts. They know how to get the magic moving.
Yeah.
As I like to say.
And they have like Mostly Kosher there every year.
They're right. Yeah.
I love Mostly Kosher. They're
Mariachi Divas.
Yeah, the Mariachi Divas. Yeah, they're all good people. And there's just something fun about just being like, well, we're just going to go and we're going to hang out and do what we do. My next thing is, again, they're so crowded at these parks. Just sometimes just going on the attractions is not my thing. And so I just like to be able to walk around the parks and just like take in all the decorations. For me, just kind of getting in the Christmas spirit means, walking around, seeing what they've done with the place, and just like taking in that kind of those magical moments where, especially at night, like we were walking down Main Street last night, and I think it was the first time for me that I've really felt like, oh yeah, Christmas is coming, because Main Street really is beautiful at night, with all the lights and the garland overhanging the buildings, and they've got all the Christmas lights on the castle, and it really is a beautiful thing.
The smell of gingerbread in the air.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
A loved one on your arm.
Yes.
And Katrina.
True. Yeah.
You're right.
But my last one here, and I know I just said, I'm not going to spend much time on the attractions, but I feel like it's something we have to do every year. And it's kind of a no-brainer, but you got to get on Haunted Mansion Holiday at least once. Because you got to see that gingerbread house. You
got to smell it.
For anybody that doesn't know, the gingerbread house, they change it every year. That's like one thing you can count on being different every single year. And I just feel like the technical teams and the bakery teams, I just feel like they want to one-up themselves like every single year, because now they're like fully animated.
It's like a Frankenstein cookie
right
now.
It's like a Frankenstein cookie, gingerbread man, and it's, I don't know, it's just so much fun. It's another thing that brings me in the holiday spirit. And Jack may have screwed up Christmas. Let's all face it. We love Jack, but you done screwed it up, Jack. But I still love the guy. And I have to go and see him in his little Sandy Claus suit, giving out horrible toys to the horrible children.
At least with this one, there's a virtual queue. So at least you don't have to wait in line. You just have to wake up at 7 a.m. and make sure Disneyland is your first park you're going to, and try to see if you can hit the lottery and get in. So at least at that point, you kind of just have to wait until your number is called. So that's nice.
Yeah, great tip. Something people don't think about. You're absolutely right. And can't forget that cocoa, as Quentin says here in chat. Gotta have that cocoa. Judith also saying in chat, love the decorations and the overall warm and cozy atmosphere that screams Christmas. It's screaming it. Ho, ho, ho.
That's what he said last night.
Oh.
As we were walking through, he was just screaming it. He's like, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, my gosh.
I
Christmas.
couldn't help myself. I saw some terrible looking people, I started yelling at them.
Wow, Tyler. And earlier, giving us the tips of, settle down on proposing in front of that castle. This guy's on a roll.
Listen, that was a
today.
funny
Wow.
joke.
It's
I'm smiling myself. You don't have to like it at home, but I liked it.
He's on a roll, let me tell you. Well, Katrina, this time of year, it is your time. We know this. Every year, I look forward to the heralding in of the season because we know that you yourself become almost angelic in nature. That's right. Because you absorb the magic of it all, and your wings grow, your halo expands. All of that seems to happen. But making the most of the season, keeping your sanity, how do you do it?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, my gosh.
Let them come out. So I've said it before. I've said it again. Viva Navidad.
Viva
is
Navidad.
literally the best thing in the whole world. It'll get you in the Christmas spirit. It is so fun. I mean, if they were able to sell like VIP sitting for Viva Navidad, I think we'd probably do it multiple times a day. Just to watch it.
Depends on how you would get the VIP seating.
That's true. But if they did, that'd be the best. Anyway, so Viva Navidad is super great. It's over in DCA. So then, you can kind of combine what Tyler's doing with like the Festival of Holidays. You can go eat some food and then the show starts happening. So you just like walk over and like listen to the music and have fun and dance and sing. And then, then continue on your merry way and watch another show. Honestly, like DCA, all of DCA during the holidays is just ever flowing. Like, it's just always something going on there. So no matter what you do, it's not going to be like a dull moment, right? Mm-hmm. There's like fun music happening everywhere you go, like almost every minute. And then you have all of the holiday booths going on, so you can always eat your foods and stuff. Then you can kind of maybe go on a ride or whatever, if there is if you want to wait in the line for that long. But just like seeing the decorations and everything, there's always there's never going to be a dull moment in DCA, right? And then they're going to have like more shows happening too, with like Encanto and then the Coco show at night. So it's just like, it's always just going to be there's just something happening all the time. So I would say that's the best. If you have like one park to kind of go see.
Intensity of entertainment.
Oh my gosh. It's it's just on fire, that park. And then Disneyland's like kind of classic, right? You got the parade, you got the fireworks, and that's kind of it. Yeah. And then just a lot of rides. But then I would say let's face it, Disneyland tickets are very, very expensive for 1 day, 2 day, annual pass, all of that stuff. Right. And sometimes people just want to get out of their house and just go do something with your kids. And maybe they can't afford go into Disneyland and stuff, but they still want to bring the Disney magic, right? Mm-hmm. Go to Downtown Disney. There you go. Downtown Disney is going to be having a lot of stuff going on. So they're going to be having like the snowfall throughout the night at Disneyland, at Downtown Disney. And then they have that new concert area. So they're going to have like Christmas concerts and stuff throughout the night. And that's always just like, you grab a bite to eat at a restaurant, watch the little snowfall, grab an ice cream, and then go watch the concert. So that's always fun. And then my other one that I always talk about every year. Let's face it.
Every year.
The lights on Small Worlds. The facade.
Oh.
Christmas.
Look out.
Holidays. That's the best. I love it so much.
Something, Magic Kingdom just doesn't have.
Oh, no, they don't.
No, they
it's
do
just
not.
so sad. It's just so... Blech. You don't want to do Small World over there. It's just that facade. Because, like I tell you all the time, like if you take the monorail from Downtown Disney to Disneyland, I know the monorail is going to be like super busy during the holidays, but when you turn that dark bend and then all of a sudden that facade is just like glimmering in the night, you're just like, oh, Christmas. Oh my God, this is so pretty. And then if it rains and then the ground is all wet and then you have like the double reflection happening.
So reflective.
Oh, the best.
The double reflection.
Oh. The double reflection, whatever. The reflection, everywhere you go, the lights are shimmering. No matter where you go. It's like a nice big warm hug. I love that facade so much. And if they ever get rid of it, I'm going to die.
We don't want that.
I think there would be riots if they tried to take away Small World Holiday.
Ooh, it's just so fun. And then honestly, if you just see it, if you're having a bad day, let's just say you're really stressed, you're having a moment, you just want to pull your hair out because you're so busy, just go to Small World and just look at the facade at night. And then just take a deep breath. And then you'll hear some Christmas music playing and stuff, and then you'll be like, this is nice.
And think of all the terrible places in the world you could have been standing at that
That's right.
point, but you're not.
You're not.
You're standing right there in the heart and warmth of Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
I love it
Beautiful.
so much.
I always like to, kind of to your point, as you were saying, a lot of times folks just need to get out of the house when the Christmas season rolls around.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, families are cooped up together for weeks, right? A lot of kids are out of school.
Indeed.
You got family coming into town, maybe. Everybody's piled into the same house, and it can be a bit much. And so you want to get out of the house. So one of the tips I like to share with people, too, is keep that in mind directly following Christmas. If you would like to go and experience these parks prior to Christmas, you should, because it's the days following Christmas, directly following, that is the worst. 26th through the 4th about of January, that right there, those are the days where Disneyland goes into all of their limited accessibility moments where suddenly they'll start guarding access into the parks, and they'll start being much more stringent about who can go where and when, and it's just not even fun. At that point, it just becomes too much. And Disney tries to, they don't want to tell people no because they came, right? And that's part of a lot of people's Christmas vacation, and it's a big part of their experience. They want to do it. But you got to remember, too, you get in there, and it's wall to wall, and the lines are an hour and a half to 2 hours a piece. What fun is that? So I always tell people, if you want to go during Christmas time, go for it. Just do it before Christmas Day.
Well, now they have the Premier Lane, so now you can spend like $800 per person because they're going to jack up those rates during that period. So then you can get Lightning Lane for every ride and then be mad because you see your credit card bill and you're like, woo!
Whip out that cash, you'll be good. Yeah, they can sail right through to the front of the line. But I always like to share that because that time of the year, especially as somebody who worked as part of Disneyland's organizational management for a number of my own professional years as a career, I can tell you those days between Christmas and just after New Year's are so difficult. And it's not just difficult for you as a visitor, it is difficult for the people that work there because they are under so much pressure to keep things moving, get things done, right? Deliver, and that can be a very difficult thing to do when the pressure of an avalanche of humanity is on top of you. Right?
That's a good way to say it.
Best way I can put it.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite ways to kind of remain sane too while I'm there, especially when I'm going back to like the Festival of the Holidays stuff, is most of the time they do this, but a lot of people don't know that you can buy any of the food you want at any booth from any other booth. So I like to...
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah, I like to, because like otherwise you're going to be waiting in multiple lines just to order food, when you should really just get, like, they have those books that have the menus for everything. Just see what you like, just mark it all down, and then go to one booth and buy all your food, and then you get to basically skip the line, never have to wait in line again.
Just don't lose your receipt.
Yeah, keep your receipt for sure, but I think that's
a smart thing.
That's probably my way that I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm not just wasting time getting in all these lines back to back to back.
Yeah, because that's stressful
Yeah.
when you see it like on a busy day, and then you see like the line to order and then the line to grab the food.
And you're hungry anyway.
And you're already hangry, so you're like, I'm gonna go, and then you just turn into the Hulk and then just.
Wow.
It's
Hulk
kind of
smash.
Stressful.
And like going with what you just said too is like they do have the pickup lines, and sometimes the pickup lines can be like way longer than the actual like buying the food lines. So just remember too that you can walk away. You can like buy your food and hold on to that receipt.
Come back another time.
And be like, oh, that line is crazy right now, but we can go to this other booth. We'll eat there, and then we'll see how the line is later. And we've done that tons of times where sometimes for whatever reason they're struggling on getting the food out fast enough, or they don't have it in stock or something. and then we'll come back like 20, 30 minutes later, and the line is completely gone. So,
Yeah. You just have to make sure you use it that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's smart to do it, and also we'll separate the orders. So instead of having one receipt with everything, we'll do like 2 different purchases. So then I go do something, and he goes and does something, and we meet in the middle.
Oh, very
And then
smart.
I'll have food, and he has food, and
Great
then we
idea.
go do it that way. Work efficiently.
Work efficiently.
Do
That's
it that
right.
way. You know what I mean? But I will say, because it is a busy season,
Mhm.
pack your patience.
Oh, yes.
Like, I know everybody thinks that going at Christmas is going to be so beautiful and so fun, and you want to have the most magical time in the whole world because it's Christmas and it's the holidays and you're with your family, but your expectations are like going to be up here, and you got to set them to like a little bit lower than that because nothing's perfect. Things are going to go wrong. Rides are going to shut down.
Parking's going to sell out.
Parking's going to sell out. I mean, then the weather, you never know. And then we have Santa Ana winds, and they're very, very, very gusty.
Right.
And so that day, you may not get fireworks
Yeah.
because of a gust. You can't get mad at cast members for that. It's out of their control. And also, it is a busy day. And I know, like, you're spending a lot of money. You're stressed because of kids, family members, whatever. You're hungry. Everything's overpriced. It's just set yourself up for things to go wrong. And then just take a breath. Take a breath,
Take a big ol'
reset
breath.
yourself, and then continue with your day. Because, I mean, you always just have to have a plan B if things go wrong.
Set it up right. Pack your patience. Wonderful tips to share this time of year if you are heading out to the Disney parks for a little merriment and joy. That's for sure. Let us know how you keep your cool, you keep your sanity when it comes to visiting the Disneyland Resort this time of the year. We'd love to hear from you. All right. I can't believe it, but that brings us to a close. Once
No.
again.
Sad.
I know. Why'd you allow this to happen?
I should have
Tony?
just taken more time answering my questions.
Shame on all of you. Wow. Yeah. Should have continued talking. Would have never brought things to a close. But here we are at the end of another broadcast. It always means so much to us that you could be a part of our weekend and that we could be a part of yours. As always, if you know anybody that is a Disney fan out there, pass along the broadcast. Pass along, whether it's the audio link, the video link. We would love to make their acquaintance and allow them to get to know us a little bit. As always, the legacy of Walt Disney lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.